This is Damon Stevens, FinWealth Builders. Today is Tuesday, December 14th, 2021, and this is a stock market update for our trades for the day. Exciting day in the market. Another pullback here a little bit, but it's providing opportunities. So let's get into the charts and take a look and see what we could have traded today or what we did. So look at Dow Jones. It was down 0.3%, NASDAQ down 1.14%, and S&P 500 down 0.75%. So NASDAQ definitely pulled back. You see that in the FANG stocks. You can see a lot of money flowing out of tech right now. So good shorting opportunity the last few days. May have another few opportunities as well for shorting if that's something that you do, or at least if you're not, just make sure you're managing your portfolio, whether you're locking in profits or whether you're going to hold out for the rally up, which hopefully we'll get. And who knows what the year end will bring. You see here financials had a lot of green. Healthcare also had some green in it as well, but other than that, pretty red across the board. So just something to be aware of. We could possibly have more pullbacks here coming in, but we'll take a look at price action and see what it's going to show us here. As far as the scanner, GRTX, MIND, on top, again, I told you, in the multiple videos that we typically look for something over 100 and some large volume. So the volume was coming in pretty good, but didn't quite make my criteria. So I did not trade this one. But let's go ahead and look at the charts. And one thing I'll share with you as well, that I'm seeing interesting trend change in what's going on with small caps. Typically small caps, you're getting this nice jump right at the open, a pullback during the day, and a run up at the end towards the end of the day to get into these small caps. And with the small caps pulling back, there's definitely some interesting changes going on, and you can see that in GRTX, which is why I didn't trade it. Pre-market, you see a nice big gap up to $3.87 from $1.40. So huge run. I mean, it's great, and it hit our trend line here at the upper trend line. And then it pulled back here, but you notice it pulled back all day long. And this is showing you after hours and pre-market all day long till the end of the day, and bounced off 247, started to lie back up here, got to 277, and then the rally happened at the end of the day. And so interesting. This means that, and I have a chart that I shared last year, and I'll have to see if I can dig it out again and show you. But it was an interesting trend, last year too, with all the COVID and everything that was going on, where you'd see the chart show all the big movements happening after hours and very little during the day. So that means everybody, unless you were holding overnight, all these, traders were just scalping out large gains in the after hours market and not during the day, really leaving the retail traders out. And so interesting, I'm seeing a trend like that, at least in the small caps right now. And I'll show you again. Here's another example. This was yesterday, and this was FHTX, which was our top one for yesterday. And you see pre-market here, and this is like a 2-day trade here. So you can see yesterday with nice big gap up, right? From 53, let's see, from here, we're at like $15 here, clear up to $19. Then all day long, pull back all the way, all day long. And at least this one, you did get some of it. You could ride this up from, $15, until the end of the day, up close to, $18. But then if you traded after hours, you could go clear up to $21 where it hit our trend line again. So you see it's hitting the top of the trend line pre-market and after the market closes. So I just think that's really interesting. And so hopefully we don't see that across the board, but at least in small caps, this is leaving out the retail traders. And so definitely there's some market changes that are going on. So something to be aware of. Don't know if that's going to affect everything across the board, but I usually look for signs of changes that tell me that I got to trade differently. Either I got to get in the pre-market trades again, which I know I do periodically when it looks good. And also I need to hang over and hang out after the market closes for these long runs here, for these squeezes that happen. You see here that FHTX pulled way back all during the night, pulled down, didn't give us anything today. So just interesting to see. So just kind of watch this trend. And if you see that, just know that's what's going on. You know, basically retailers are getting squeezed out of these trades. And so you just might have to change your strategy, or, you know, just continue to pass these up as you see them come through. Looking at earnings here, nothing that I have to report as far as anything that I saw that's exciting or big movements at all. So not, I'm keeping an eye on it. Tomorrow, you know, is probably a bigger day. I'm looking for, you know, news on Lennar. Trip.com probably is probably the biggest one. But that's about it. And then Thursday will probably be my biggest day on Thursday with Adobe, Accenture, some of the tech stocks. But we're seeing some tech stocks sell off, so just be careful there. Apple, you can see here, Apple after recent new highs pulled back down this breakup candle. And so we're not quite halfway down there, but we've retraced about halfway. So, the other thing to mention as well, I just want to make sure I was going to mention this at the beginning, but the FMOC meeting, Jerome Powell's going to be speaking tomorrow. It shouldn't be a surprise because he already gave us kind of heads up on the tightening that was going to be going on. But you know, watch for the market possibly to react. So you could see the market swinging around a lot tomorrow. So if you see volatility and wonder what the heck's going on, it's probably the Fed's in that FMOC meeting results. So just be aware of that. Also, volumes could be low in the first part of the day, so be careful as well. If you're not seeing large volume, it's hard to get into not get shaken out of stocks and not for them to be real choppy. So just something to be aware of tomorrow as you're preparing your day. As far as Apple, then we had this pullback, and so we'll see. You know, still bullish, but you know we're still way above the moving averages. So there could be a pullback or a pause here. AVGO, same thing, pullback or pause as we wait for these results in some direction. Adobe, you see here, you know, we hit this trend line 3 times, pull back here, we're consolidating, still holding support right there, so that's good. Hopefully we can keep that and bounce off that. Amazon, we talked about this kind of pulling down here. See here, it's hit the 200 several times, and we're back down again. We talked about going down actually today, and it actually did that. And this was a trade opportunity too for short. As you see these start to come back down here, you know, you hope you have support. It did spike through it, which, you know, made me a little bit nervous. But I knew it should hold the 200. It did hit the 200, bounce off, which is, you know, great. So hopefully as it came down, you're able to grab some of this or get the bounce off this 200 level back up to 33.81. So we'll see if we can rally from here, or we might consolidate down here. You can see we consolidated for about 4 days here, 2 days here. And this is our first day here on that 200. So just something to be aware of. NVAX kind of flat, kind of spiked down to 160 and pulled back up. So it gave us a few dollars on NVAX. BNTX, a couple dollars as well, but still kind of just consolidating. And Moderna, nice little rally back up here, got back above the 200. So hopefully we can continue rally up here. We got some resistance here at 290, 294, 295. We got to break through, as well as we have this gap here to fill. So it could be a potential that we come up and fill that gap. But we'll let's see what comes out of tomorrow's meeting. Tesla pull back here. We talked about possibly breaking through if we broke. You know, this 960, we're probably gonna come down here, possibly fill this gap. It looks like we filled part of the gap today. But you know, 909 is what we talked about in the video, 908 area to refill the whole gap. So do we do that tomorrow? It's possible, especially if we have volatility on our side tomorrow. Could definitely come down here, possibly find down here, bounce off support here, fill after filling gap and rally back up. Still not seeing the year-end rally, but you know, it could start last week of December and rally through January, or you know, if the market or the news continues to be bad, you know, could find ourselves headed down further. So hopefully there's no bad news and we continue to get a rally here, which is typically what we see at the end of the year. But we'll just follow what we see coming in. So definitely Tesla was you know, didn't fall as much as the day before, but gave you a good opportunity to scalp it down and back up again at the close of the day. A shop, same thing. This pulling down right down here to support. So we are below the 200 though, but you know, we had support back here and back here, back here. So I mean, hopefully we can stop right here. If we spiked it, but hopefully we can stop and bounce off this. level. If not, Shopify could come down lower, but it should find here support somewhere around this, above 1300. So our daily stocks here, so you can see the bonds are flat above that 200 moving average. The dollar is elevated, but still under our resistance area. The VIX spiked back up here, which is, what's causing the market to, continue to come down a little bit. And so we're right below the 20, but we moved up to 22. So if this continues to spike up here, we could continue to have more down days. This has really got to turn around and come back down, but it's not looking like it's consolidating. And it's more bullish momentum on the VIX right now. So I don't like that. That's not going to help any type of rally happen. Actually, it's going to have a pullback effect. So just watch that VIX every day. Watch the VIX for some direction. SPY and see just pretty much ended flat right around the 20 though. So that shows that, we could be coming down further. We have the 50 down here around 458. So just be careful there. Really, the support line here is 462. So we break 462, we could start to break down. So we've got to watch that action. We were really close to that level right now in after hours. We're 463, 464. So really close to a breakdown. So we'll see if we can hold that tomorrow. Triple Q's had a big old huge gap down. So now we got this gap we got to fill. And then ended flat above the 50. But Q, that's where that trade-off, the sell-off of the tech stocks were happening. So hopefully we can see it hold their support. Semiconductor, same thing, weakness there as well, coming down. Hopefully we closed above the support line we have. So hopefully we can rally back up off of here. Dow Jones is kind of flat, pulled down as well. So certainly see weakness continue in the market. Not a good sign for a year-end rally if there was going to be one. So we'll just have to kind of see how it plays out. IWM 214. So we're coming back down here to support. So we should find support here around 212 and hopefully be able to rally off this. But IWM still showing a lot of weakness. Financials pulled back. It did pull back up at the end of the day towards the resistance line, but it's still sitting under resistance. Gold just consolidating again like it did before, just not going anywhere. Silver, same thing, just not going anywhere for us. Bitcoin it's still under all the moving averages. It kind of, mostly flat today, kind of try to pull up above, this 48,000 level, but until it gets back over, this level here, we're going to continue to see this decline and show a little bit of weakness. So hope we can get a bounce out of Bitcoin here sometime soon. AVAX is one that we traded up to the high. You see here, it hit the top of our trend line and backed off. As you see on all of my charts, you'll see a lot of that where you hit the trend line and the upper trend line and you bounce off. You hit the lower trend line, you bounce off. So just something to be aware of. So we're kind of consolidating. We're kind of flat here. I'm curving back up here. So I think this could be potential rally again, but I got to get above all these moving averages first to see if we can rally back up again. So AVAX is one we're watching and trading. Hex is another one. We had this big pullback here after making highs. Have this curl up here. I'm watching this at the 200. We spiked it up to the 50, which was ideal. That's what we wanted yesterday. Wanted to see continuation. It tried today, but it just flat. So definitely watching this one for, get a bounce above here around this, 40 level and be able to start to rally back up again. And then Luna's sitting there just consolidating, after making our high here, pulled back here, is consolidating above the 50, which is great. That's what we want to see. But until these cryptos get some momentum here and get this all this bad news out of the way, hopefully we can start to rally back up here. But that's our stocks, that's our techs, our cryptos. Be careful out there. Watch the VIX, definitely first thing in the morning, to see if that gives you some direction, kind of where we're headed. See if we're gonna have a pullback tomorrow. Watch the FMOC meeting minutes as well before you get into big trades, so you kind of see where the market's gonna adjust and be affected by that news. And we'll just talk tomorrow night and see kind of how our trades went for the day. I hope you guys are killing it out there and doing well as we move into this next holiday season here next week. So it'll be a shortened week. So let's stay safe out there, and we will talk later.